Welcome back, everybody, to the Division 4 playoffs. We're here now for the finals after quite a long day and quite a, obviously shambolic number of games we've seen, but at the same time, some fantastic gameplay. We're here for the rematch between Bad Karma and ILV Purple from earlier, which sadly had to end early due to some tech issues on the side of ILV. But now they're here to prove the worth once again. Of course, I'm Faded, and this time joining me, my fellow countryman, it is Solar. How are you today, mate?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's exciting to be on a grand final and maybe get to see this tie actually settled, because ILV Purple were up, of course, before technical difficulties saw them forfeit in that initial upper bracket match. They fought their way back, taking down Disconnected 4-1. So they've got their rights back to be in this grand final that was cruelly taken away from them initially. And yeah, I mean, I think we're in for a good grand final. Hopefully less shambolic displays, as Mikey so eloquently said repeatedly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's his new favorite word now, shambolic. But really, there's no better way to describe it, to be fair to him. So yes, it will be the rematch here. Of course, for those of you that don't know, Bad Karma, because they came to the winners bracket, they start with a 1-0 advantage going into this. But of course, we know ILV. That shouldn't really hinder their confidence too much. They know they're perfectly capable of getting a victory after all. So did say they were up in the series before they had to tragically forfeit that match. But before we dive in, of course, you guys in the chat can give your predictions, but I think we should give everyone two Solar. So I'll begin with you. Actually, never mind, we're not going to be giving predictions. We're just going to hop straight in.
Never mind.
Never mind.
To say, based on the scores we've had, a forfeit win, 4-0, 4-1. I'm going 4-2 Bad Karma just for consistency. But it's never that simple, is it?
Never. And I would have to say, you know what, I'll make it interesting. I'll give it an ILV Game 7 win here. Let's make that interesting. And they're maybe going to be on the back foot straight away, but it is sides are having to make that save. So already it's Bad Karma trying to get something going on the boards here. But now it's ILV back on attack here. Here comes Morgan trying to make something. Reese getting it out though. And now Wi-Fi, what can he do? Taps into the center, but both his teammates a bit too far back. Dyson now chipping it high, and it is both players backflipping on the side of Bad Karma, but the shot cannot be put through that time.
A little bit messy to start here, Bad Karma, and ILV Purple, arguably the far more warmed up of the two, will get the opening goal through Morgan, but Bad Karma, despite, being upper bracket, has its flaws. You get that one game advantage, which gives you that time to get going in game one, and should you lose it, it's not too much of a problem. But ILV Purple have indeed come out swinging.
Yeah, indeed, and no wonder that it seems to have just come off a series. And so, of course, they're the ones who want to try and get the series title straight away, because they start with a disadvantage after all, and they're now trying to push the ball into the opposing half, but Reese just sends it straight away. Now, Wi-Fi down the wing, trying to find a dunk on Dunhammer, but he will not be able to get it there. And the Wi-Fi dropping it down. It's Morgan up again. The shot's wide. Reese still misses it. Sizer tries to punish, but it will be put away once more as their Wi-Fi try to get to it. He misses to the players up for the side of Bad Karma, and now gives ILV a bit of time to work with as their opponents recuperate here. But Reese cuts in, shuts down Sizer, and now here comes Doom trying to get it again. But Morgan will have the clearance. Reese now booming it back down the field, and now this one started turning more of a boomer ball match here, rather than the team trying to take control as these teams try to find that one opening they need.
And with this sort of boomer style, it can really favor either team. I mean, ILV Purple coming in very hot, looking good. It favors Bad Karma in the way that it doesn't quite let ILV have the control that they potentially could coming into this one. But similarly, ILV have a 1-goal lead now to defend, so any lack of control for Bad Karma could you know, pass up opportunities for them. It lets Bad Karma take the pace off the game, but if they don't get their goal in, you know, ILV Purple have this goal lead, and it is all to play for from that point. Bad Karma need a little bit more control here. They need to be taking the ball down, try and play the game to their pace, and should that not work, ILV still in the driving seat.
Yeah, absolutely. And so with just a halfway mark gone, we'll have to see how this one will progress. Expects you know, Bad Karma just try push a little bit more onto the side of ILV, as now it is ILV, speaking of which, trying to do that restart. Can't get that one forward, but Doom will be able to get to that one. And now, such as the corner, Doom going to once again pick this ball up, but has Morgan to deal with. It's dropping into the middle, but no one there to get it. But Irish, bit panicky there, isn't able to make the touch he's looking for, but Reese has him covered. Now trying to get it out of the sizer, misses that one. Morgan had him covered, and now it's still pressure for Bad Karma. Try to drop it down once more. Morgan gets it away. Irish, can he put this onto the middle? No, seemingly not, but that could have been a bit disastrous there, as it was an attacker waiting for that shot, but it is sent away once more. Now, starting to approach this minute mark is Bad Karma now, as I predicted, trying to push a lot more onto ILV, but ILV, for the most part, look unshaken at the moment.
I mean, they're controlling the midfield relatively well. Bad Karma haven't had particularly many chances to score. Doomhammer with a shot on, but again, straight at Wi-Fi, it's something that's going to be comfortable for ILV to deal with. And they're going to just hold out for this first minute. It's, you know, levels the playing field going into game number, well, at this point, technically 3, is Bad Karma do get that 1-0 lead, having come from the upper bracket. And keeping Bad Karma at bay is the perfect start for ILV.
Absolutely, and they are looking to make it 2 here, and it is Wi-Fi who's credited with the goal this time. And you can see his shot here. It was from the ceiling, and whilst it wasn't the most powerful shot, he didn't make it difficult for Reese in particular to get to it. And in the end, Doomhammer can't get to that one. He ends up own goaling it, and so ILV Purple now getting a 2-0 lead in this one. It's what they want, and now just need to hold on to this lead, which really they will be perfectly capable of doing, especially if it turns into a 3-goal lead after that mistouch, and Morgan will be the one to punish.
3 goals down. Game 2 here, more or less over with 20 seconds left, and ILV Purple holding out for a long time, getting those last couple late goals is going to do wonders for the momentum. We may well see the series completely swing towards them if they can keep this going into game at number 3. Bad Karma making a lot of mistakes, whiffing a lot of touches, really just have not got going, as there's even a chance here for a 4th late on, passed up by ILV Purple, but they won't be particularly worried about that. Comfortable game 2 win for them, and we are now at a level playing field. That game advantage that Bad Karma had, well and truly gone.
Yeah, absolutely. And they would have been perfectly happy to try and make that 2 and get themselves a lead right off the bat. But now it's been nullified at the hands of ILV with a clean sheets from that game. And I must say it was a pretty clean game overall from them, to be honest. They had things under control, but Bad Karma really didn't have much to say about it at the end of the day. It was quite underwhelming for them, to be honest. But as you were mentioning earlier, perhaps it's not the end of the world for Bad Karma, because they have that one game advantage. If they could lose that, there's no worries. They can kind of take it as a warm up, and now it's effectively best of 5 territory here. So it's like kind of back to your league play sort of standards. So who knows? Bad Karma is not an ideal start, but I'm sure it won't worry them that much.
And I don't mean to call players out in such a sort of, I don't know, harsh fashion, but Irish got 18 points in that first game. So Bad Karma really need to kick him into gear, because again, this is very harsh, but that is effectively a 3v2 at that point. that is a combination of potentially 9 ball touches at most. One of those ball touches could have been worth, 10 points, and therefore you're down to 5 instantly. So Bad Karma really need to get Irish going in this game number 2. Doomhammer has made a preset change. An early spell of pressure there, chance going missing, but it's got to be a huge game 3 performance here for Bad Karma, or this series and grand final ultimately will really start to slip away from them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wasn't really going to mention it from Irish, but I mean, you've got to have a much better performance than that. If you're not getting involved in the play, then, no wonder they lost that game 3-0. No wonder they couldn't get anything going, because really, Irish in particular were struggling to get involved to begin with. But now into game 3 of the series now, and that was actually an open net chance with 2 defenders, or attackers, sorry, on that one for ILV. They still have the ball in the Bad Karma half. Now he's dropping it down. What can be done here? He's not got a lot of boost. It's a sidewall, not going to achieve much at all. And now it's been back into their own half. Wi-Fi trying to get to it. No touch found. Now here comes Irish, the one we want to be keeping an eye on here. Has no boost. Centers it for Reese at least. We match find contact but unable to push the ball forward. Now Boomhammer trying to do some magic with this, and it is put out in the way. And now ILV on attack. Wi-Fi off the back wall. Here goes Morgan for potential shots, but has no angle on the sides or off the corner. Will be put away again. And really, so after that early spell pressure, never mind. I was going to say it was a fairly even game, but Wi-Fi comes in here to make it a 1-goal lead.
Wi-Fi, I believe in Ice Titan. That's why sporting the SSL decal on that Ford F-150, which is dedication in and of itself. I've never even been GC in an extra mode, let alone a supersonic legend in any mode. So credit where credit's due. That is massive. But, level playing here for everyone else. He is playing with a genuine ball and not a puck. Gets his first goal here in game number 3, though, and ILV Purple have seen a little bit of a resurgence here from Bad Karma and ultimately staved it off and got the next goal as well. So that's 4 now unanswered here in this grand final. Bad Karma really do need to get something going, but I can gladly tell you guys that Irish has gone from getting 18, yes, 1-8 in game 2 to already being at 172. So a lot better of a performance from him personally, but Bad Karma still second by, every possible way.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to say, sure, Irish individually is performing, but the rest of the team can't seem to get anything going. Still, it's a 2-goal lead now for ILV. And that ball being dropped to the center for Morgan. Wi-Fi, great shot getting it past the last defender. And despite getting demoed, it doesn't matter. It's a goal either way. And so ILV now 5 goals without any kind of answer from the side of Bad Karma. As sides are looking to make it 3, and he will do so as the keeper could not make any contact with that.
Yeah, 3 goals down, 6 without reply, and a total of 7 minutes of Rocket League without a goal for Bad Karma. It's not looking great for them whatsoever, as ILV Purple just seem to be warming into this series, and quite honestly, this could become a bit of a murder scene here for Bad Karma. There's not going to be much left for the police to even pick up as evidence at this rate. Just cannot seem to find any offensive pressure. The clears aren't working for them. They're not finding each other either. It's very individual from Bad Karma at the moment, and it's going to play right into the hands of ILV Purple, who are likely now to take a 2-1 lead in the series, and arguably a very commanding lead, because though Bad Karma have, one game already on the board, it's an advantage they've taken from coming through the upper bracket, which they only got here as a result of a forfeit win, because ILV Purple had, technical issues and had to forfeit the earlier series. So Bad Karma you know, they don't actually have anything really to show for their efforts. And that's going to start to play on their minds.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we take a look at, statistics, and, we're into the final minute and they've not registered a single shot thus far. And I mean, sure, they had that early opportunity, but, that's got to play on their mind as well when you can't even get any, proper shots going on your opponents. You have nothing to show for any of your efforts, really, and that is definitely going to be a mental block, as finally you do get a shot on net, but Sizer will be able to get away. 30 seconds left, and I think we can all agree that it is an ILV Purple win in the third game of the set, as the ball is currently in the bad corner half, and really just going to try to get what they can out of this game, but ILV still pressing on here. They don't really need to, but they absolutely will do so, and just try to keep that pressure on, not give up anything whatsoever to Bad Karma as we count down another 3-goal victory here. 6 goals unanswered throughout this series, and the time is now for Bad Karma. Something needs to switch, and it needs to switch very fast.
I'd say a lot better performance there from Irish alone, but Bad Karma just as poor as they were in game number 1. I mean, at least it's now a 3v3 at this point, but otherwise, one shot in 5 minutes, no goals in 10 minutes is not the kind of showing you want to be bringing to the table in a grand final. It's never going to cut it. And at this point, I mean, this grand final really is ILV Purple's to lose. I can't, at this stage, see Bad Karma even getting a goal, let alone a game out of this series. At this rate, it's got to be 4-1. It's got to be 4 games straight from ILV Purple here, because Bad Karma haven't offered us anything to suggest that they even deserve the spot in this grand final. Ultimately, I would have thought that Disconnected would have beat Bad Karma should ILV Purple have won in the upper bracket earlier, and it would have been an ILV Purple Disconnected final. That's the kind of showing that we're getting at the moment.
Yeah, and it's a good way to look at it, really, because in these 2 games, Bad Karma, sorry, have shown absolutely nothing. But as you say that, bit of a questionable miss there from, I think it was Morgan, but nonetheless, they're the ones again early on the attack. Now here comes Morgan again. The shot is high off the bar too. Defenders up for it. Now Sizer, as the last man, gets that 50-50 against Reese, and allows them to maintain that pressure that they had. As now Wi-Fi not the best touch, will be a booming clear from Reese. Morgan up for it. No, can't get the read there, unfortunately, but Sizer will now be able to pick it up once more. Forced 50-50 with Doom, and now it will be Reese picking it up and again. And now it's a potential chance for Bad Karma. But Doom into the center now, trying to find a shot himself, chips it high, and it will be away from Sizer. But this opening minute, it is a bit different, I must say, from the previous games. Bad Karma seems to be getting better, clear as they were before, and certainly more opportunities as that one just goes off the bar.
Yeah, signs of life coming from Bad Karma, and spells of pressure as well. It's positive at the very least to take. That's a real shooting opportunity. Doomhammer does get the first goal for Bad Karma this series. It's only taken 11 minutes and 16 seconds. But it's a huge touch to drop that down. Just hitting that waterfall point of the backboard, and makes it really difficult on ILV's defense. Bad Karma have a bit of fight in them now, and they may well look to try and build on that goal. But Doom's 1v3 here, no chance. It's 1-1.
Yeah, and it's that quick for ILV to respond. And you see Doomhammer, he's just a sitting duck in the net. And when I look at him, he had like full boost as well, but the fact he was so static in the net, he didn't even try to save it at the end of the day. And really just goes to show maybe the mental state that Bad Karma in right now. But it's a bit hesitant to do what's necessary to win here, as he could quickly turn it to 2-0. No safe round again, and Morgan My word, this turnaround has been well quick from ILV.
Down by a goal very quickly. Back 11 seconds is all it took there for 2 goals to go in ILV's favour. And again, it's just bad karma, poor rotations this time around, and not making the necessary touches. You can't give ILV that much time in front of your own net to pick their spot, because they will punish you for it. Again, a bit of a quiet game here from Irish. He has made a change to the Phoenix. So, a few players in bad karma having made changes, not quite happy with how they're playing, and maybe looking for a little bit of a placebo effect to take over, give them just that little bit of a confidence boost in this game. Because, I mean, they have got their goal, but since then, it's been all ILV purple. Lovely read that from Morgan, but once more, unchallenged.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the case again. Doomhammer, he was a bit pushed up on that. As he said, he was not ready for that, but unchallenged, you can't be allowing ILV that much space at the end of the day, because we know them, they're that clinical. They recognize those chances and they will take them if you hand them to them. And so now it's 2 goal leads for ILV in this game, and pushing on to make it even more, as it is Doomhammer getting it off the back wall. Wi-Fi, perhaps not the touch he was looking for, but still into the corner. It was a decent touch nonetheless. As now moving Morgan into the center, Wi-Fi trying to get back into him. He's going to touch it high, make it a bit difficult for the bad karma defense to deal with, as Wi-Fi goes for that. He is beaten out by Reese, and now Morgan, not the best touch again. It could give an opportunity, but Reese can't make the mark. And now it is ILV looking to go back on offense side. It gets a shot on his own goal by Doomhammer. Maybe if he had left that, his teammate would have gotten it, but that is not the way you want to be going down. Again, it is 4-1 here for ILV.
And it's that exact same goal deficit this time around that we've had in games 2 and 3. And in game 4 here, ILV purple fully in control. Up by 3. And I cannot see them dropping this game from here. Irish, just not a good touch in that corner. It almost turns into another goal. Bad karma completely disjointed in defense. And I think at this point, it is just one team completely outclassing another. It's not just a case of bad karma playing poorly. ILV purple are just a better team at this point.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a big contrast to what we saw earlier, where it was very competitive games between these two, but this time it's just completely one-sided. ILV purple just playing absolutely amazing in this, especially in comparison to the side of bad karma, and that is a chance for Doomhammer to maybe make it a second, but there's not to be. And then the follow-up from Reese are starting to find some pressure, but ILV are not going to falter just yet, as they'll be able to get this one out. The ball sent high, and now it'll be Sizer. He's got some time to work with, and we'll see what he does with it. He's off the ceiling, not a lot of boost, goes and punts it forwards, and now just waiting for a team to come in. No one will be here just yet. Wi-Fi missing that one. Now Reese trying to push it forward. Sizer on his own will be able to get a touch and surely follow up as well. Yes, he will. Irish on his own, but with half a minute left, Solar looks like it's all she wrote for this game at least. There maybe could be a goal here. Wi-Fi struggling to keep it out, and in the end it is Irish who will capitalize off of that, but I'm not convinced it's going to be enough to warrant a comeback here.
20 seconds, 2 goals down. Mathematically possible for bad karma, but the display that we've seen out of them today, I don't think it's going to happen. It would have to be a serious fault. Wow, that is a double from Reese. And they've turned it from 2 goals in 20 seconds to 1 goal in 15. Lovely double tap that, actually. And there is a chance for bad karma.
Yeah, I was thinking there's no way to get back into it, but Reese, breath of life, lovely double from him, and finally we see more life late in this game. Let's see if bad karma can make this happen. The touch was good into the center, but no one had to capitalize off of it. ILV just need to kill time, but Doom still going in for it. It is Irish now. Backboard touch, here comes down for the shot.
Oh my!
What?
I mean, who could have seen that coming? 1 second left. Doomhammer from the backboard straight down. Bad Karma with two real moments of quality have tied up game 4.
That was an absolute screamer from Doomhammer, my word. But now it could be a final chance. Oh my God, Morgan was perhaps going to score his second goal there. Okay then, well, it is a mental end to regulation there for this game. And now, late in this game, it's Bad Karma stepping up to the plate. And now he's giving himself another chance to get themselves back into this. Of course, a win here for Bad Karma would tie up the series again, as we are seeing ILV trying to get on attack. Sizer and it's beat out there, and Wi-Fi now with not a lot of boost is forced to bang this one forward. Reese getting a touch into the corner. High now, it will be Morgan up for this. 2 defenders up for Bad Karma, and now it will be Sizer chipping it high. It goes above the net, and Reese will be able to get a booming clear out. And now there's Morgan getting one more touch over Doomhammer. And now Sizer, it is an awkward ball here for Reese, and he will not be able to reach it. It is Wi-Fi top shelf, and in the end, ILV will be able to take this 4th game.
Yeah, I mean, you can't drive up the inside of the post there. Having to avoid a bump as well makes it even harder for Reese, and it will, in the end, be another win for ILV Purple. But I tell you what, real moments of quality there from Bad Karma in that game number 4. It's just, again, not enough, because the mistakes that they're making, the goals that they're allowing ILV Purple to score are what were their downfall in that matchup. I mean, if you look at the goals that ILV Purple got and eliminate the Bad Karma mistakes, that's a comfortable win for Bad Karma, who arguably going forward looked the better of the two teams, but again, just architects of their own downfall.
Yeah, absolutely. And so for Bad Karma, now that their opponents are on match point, they've got to, eliminate those mistakes at any cost, really, because that's at the moment the big contributing factor to why they are struggling so far. Because the quality is there. We see them striking together some fantastic plays in that game, but it's just not enough, is it? And so, for Bad Karma going forward, they have to win the next, the remaining games of the series, shall I say, straight without dropping one. So a huge task for Bad Karma as we kick off here with the 5th game of the series, and it is ILV already starting off on attack. Reese now going to get it out. A good touch from Morgan, does read it. Irish sends it forward. Sizer now. He can touch into the side. Going to follow it up himself. The shot being wide. And it's already ILV trying to get an early start again in this game. As now Reese will be forced to get a touchdown. He will manage it. And now Bad Karma needs to start pushing out now. But as you can see, they're so confused as who's to go for the ball there. And now they'll be forced back on defense. Morgan with the shot. Reese though saves it again. But you can tell at the moment, Bad Karma making life really hell for themselves rather than ILV being the ones to do it, as Wi-Fi finds the dunk and will get the first goal for ILV.
Yeah, poor touch is not allowing for good clears, and in the end the pressure just becomes too much. Wi-Fi banks on a dunk there, gets it completely right, and ILV Purple again take a lead here. Bad Karma, for all their hard work in game number 4 and tying that up, bringing it to overtime. Initially it's got to be heartbreaking to even lose that game, considering the way that they brought it to overtime with 3 goals in the final 20 seconds. And it just seems to have rocked them. They can't get going again, and ILV Purple, I think, just want to end this as soon as they possibly could have done. This series so far couldn't have gone any better for ILV, bar, game 4 going to overtime. They're wrapping this up about as quickly as they can.
Yeah, absolutely. And, especially now after seeing what the capabilities of the Bad Karma side, you know, when they're really on their game. You definitely want to try wrap up in this game, so they're just going to put everything into it. And so far, they've been basically flawless. As Bad Karma, they're finally getting some time in the opponent's half, but it won't last for that long. As Irish now dropping it down, but that's not the save. You won a bouncing pass going in from Wi-Fi, but it will not result in anything. And Morgan are going for another chance. Doom will put it up. It will be Reese over to Doomhammer at the side. He tries to put it forwards. Reese diving in for this one. He tried to find a block, but that probably wouldn't have achieved much either way. As now it will be Doomhammer trying to put it forward. He looks for that shot. He was tempting, and he gets gifted another chance. And this time, he will saw it home.
Doomhammer just refusing to show his age there. If anyone didn't know, Doomhammer is over 40 years old, and in fact has 2 kids that play Rocket League themselves and have surpassed him, I might add. But yeah, I mean, Bad Karma, a very much family orientated org in IEL as well as ECC and wherever else they do in fact play. Both the sons, in fact, did play on one of the Bad Karma rosters at the same time. I believe Kier and Tyler, and then also very good friends IRL with Superman as well. If I remember correctly, it's between those 3 players in terms of family and friends. So playing, you know, Rocket League from the same household is very impressive, all things considered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Doomhammer, yeah, he might be, you know, considered a boomer definitely in the Rocket League space, but you know what? He's still stepping up to the plate here, and so credit to the guy doing really well here. As now we're still continuing on with this game. Less than 2 minutes to go. All equalized here in this game, and it's now Bad Karma trying to work something from the midfield here. Reese doing a good job here now, patiently waiting for Morgan's touch, but his follow-up isn't great. Irish now coming in, and that's a poor clearance. It's an open net, and Doomhammer once again, second goal coming in from him, and now the lead for Bad Karma.
Really showing how it's done there for the rest of Bad Karma. Taking advantage of an open net, and a rare ILV purple mistake actually on that backboard. It shouldn't really be coming middle in the fashion that it did. But Bad Karma won't be concerned. They've got a lead to hold on to. Here's Doomhammer looking for a hat trick in that top right-hand corner, denied by Wi-Fi. But ILV Purple not out of this one yet. We've seen Bad Karma give up a goal lead before, just in the previous game. So let's not count out ILV just yet. Bad Karma have something at the very least to hold on to.
They do indeed, and they've got this final minute to do it in. As now a booming clear comes out. Reese very patient, waiting for that one to come to him. Now off the ceiling, gets a fast Wi-Fi as well. Just Sizer on his own and gets enough of a touch to delay as our Doomhammer tries to cross it to Reese, but he backs off, and then Morgan having a chance. Decides to bail out of that actually. Reese touching it off the ceiling. It's not the best, and there will be a chance for Wi-Fi. Disaster strikes here for the side of Bad Karma. And it gives ILV the chance to bring it back.
In both goals this game 5, it has been poor clears that have gone straight up. Wi-Fi able to take advantage. First time it was Irish, to be fair. This time around, Reese, the culprit in Bad Karma's ranks. 20 seconds left. They're now trying to hold out and maybe at least take this to overtime. ILV Purple, as I say, will want to end this in regulation. They'll want to end this in game 5 and become Division 4 champions. Just 5 seconds left. Could well be heading for overtime.
Yeah, here we are into our second overtime of the series, back-to-back, of course. So this is where ILV Purple could finish their journey to becoming the champions. And of course, Bad Karma wins this, they will continue on and stay alive in the finals. It's a chance for Irish here. 2 defenders needed to get this one away, and I'll be getting away with that one now. Advance to Doomhammer and to get past Sizer. He does that very well now, trying to chip it over Morgan. was risky for Morgan to go for that, but really had to prevent a chance. And now they were rewarded with some pressure of their own. Irish now not able to get a touch there, allows Morgan to come through once more. Doomhammer getting the save, and now resisting downfield up against Wi-Fi against one towards the net. Irish taking his time there, wants to make sure he gets a good clearance on that, but still ILV having some pressure. Doomhammer, that's the clear we need, and he's been stepping up huge here in this game as Irish can't find a touch again. Recent to the corner. Irish are going back in. Corner center. As now it will be ILV back on attack once more in this overtime. Just over a minute in. I've had a couple scares already, but we're still going on here.
Bad Karma having made 10 saves this game and only 6 shots, all of which taken by Doomhammer. The 7th coming through finally, the first one from Irish in this game. Reese has no shots to his name, but ILV Purple have taken a total of 15 shots. So much pressure that Bad Karma have had to suffer here. Even take it to overtime is impressive in and of itself.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can tell Bad Karma, after a really shocking start to the series, they've stepped up again here. And they're still holding on, even though the pressure is against them. And it could be the end here. Wi-Fi, the hat-trick hero here to secure the victory for ILV Purple. And, you know, after such a great couple last games this series, in the end, ILV still come out on top here. 4-1 is the scoreline. 4 game wins in a row, and ILV have proven their worth here.
Very much so. That last shot from Wi-Fi did make it a total of 16. There was a little bump in the backfield there that opened it up for him, and it made it that little bit easier. Bad Karma, I mean, they looked good in those final 2 games, but just took too long initially to get going, and that was their downfall. They had that game buffer, and that was where they needed to really match the pace of ILV. So even if they did lose it, the level playing field that we ended up with in game number 2, it should really have been a lot closer. But taking until game 3 to actually get their first goal was ultimately Bad Karma's downfall. Unfortunately, do end up finishing second. And correct me if they're wrong, they do still get a chance at promotion relegation, but ILV Purple not only securing themselves as Division 4 champions, but automatic promotion there as well. So huge performance from them on the day after what was unfortunate, losing a player to technical difficulties, having to forfeit the initial series against Bad Karma, but fighting their way back against Disconnected Epsilon. Fully deserved, the best team on the day, coming out on top, crowning themselves champions.
Yeah, absolutely. So congratulations, ILV Purple, the champions of Division 4, and that does earn them direct promotion into next season's Division 3. Must say it is very well deserved. They played fantastic today despite the difficulties earlier, and just shows that they are Division 3 material. And as for Bad Karma, again, it was great to see them play once more, and they will get a chance to fight for promotion as well. In just and actually next week is when that's going to be happening. So they'll have to recuperate really quickly for that event. But as you can see on the screen, again, that is the bracket of the day. A quick rundown. Of course, a forfeit win, unfortunately, in the first one for Bad Karma there. And unfortunate for them, unfortunate for ILV Purple then, was the bracket round 1 is Disconnected Epsilon 4-0 and ILV Purple 4-1 over that scene there. And then ILV Purple 4-1 in the grand finals, like you just saw. And so that wraps up the Division 4 playoffs here. I don't think much else needs to be said there. Again, well played the teams. And of course, for what's to come here at the ECC, tomorrow is going to be the Division 3 playoff. season. They are absolutely fantastic. And that wraps it all up. So we'll sign off now. Thanks again, everyone. And we will see you guys again tomorrow for more ECC action. Have a good night.